Welcome back to AM Northwest. Here to share an art project inspired by our favorite spring flowers, we welcome back the author of Nobody Dies in Art Class, professional artist Alida Field, and I always want to add, or do they? Alida, great to see you.
That will be the sequel.
Yeah, that's the sequel. Or do they?
Do they?
Take a look at these tulip fields.
Yes.
Those are beautiful.
Tulips are so beautiful, and
Yeah.
I love the tulip fields. So if it's like we're finally in spring and they're all blooming.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So yes, we can.
And then your grandson did this.
Yes,
one, right?
Axel did on Nona Day. He did his own, right? Palette knife and all, mixed all his colors.
Love it.
So I was like, see, if Axel can do it, Helen can't complain. That's what she can't say.
If a 4-year-old can do it, Helen
can handle this, right? She can't complain about the mixing.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to use... She's always like, you can buy that in a tube.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
What's this do? Okay, so we're going to use this Conte first, which is this little charcoal. And all we're going to do, and I kind of prepped it because I wanted us to get right to the fun stuff. So we just do like a little light blue for
with
the
some
sky.
White,
and a little bit of, you can make clouds or whatever.
Sure.
But then we're going to just draw a line across with our Conte, which you could use charcoal or anything that you have. Even if you had a pencil and you didn't have that, you could use that as well. But I like this because I'll show you what we're going to do with it. And then in the middle of that, we're going to put a little dot. So just put a dot wherever you
think is the middle.
Is the middle, kind of guesstimate. And then depending on how big our fields are, so I'm going to do like a line here, and then I'm going to do maybe a little line here. And we can make as many as you want, but this is going to be the dirt between kind of the blocks of color. So I think I'm going to do them in about 5 sections because I think that's kind of a nice. And you can kind of make some little wiggly lines, you know.
Those technical terms kind of throw me for a loop. Okay.
Where you come across and you kind of give a little jig. Right here. And you just go through all of those like this to make it just kind of thicker a little bit, because the next thing I'm going to show you is what we'll do with our brush. The only time we'll be using our brush, and then we'll get to the fun stuff with our palette knives. So, and if you don't have a palette knife, you could always use just like a butter knife or something like that, because anything that has a flat surface like that. So then with your angled brush, I'm just using a little water. So what I love about this Conte is I can just put water over it, and it kind of blends it and makes it almost like a little paint. So it's like gives it kind of a watery color look. And then look, Helen, I'm making like little smiley faces as I come down. You see that? So they're I like back and forth, like a soft smile, like little smile, like I'm just kind of giving this, and it can get a little bigger as I get down to the bottom. So it's giving us these rows where they kind of feel like they're moving. You know, when you look at the dirt down the thing, sometimes it has that feeling like it's down a little bit, like almost like not a ditch, but you know how they have in between the rows that they've got. So we're making that movement with just the charcoal. And if you didn't have that, you could do that with some brown paint too. So I even brought us some cheater brown for you, and some cheater black for you. So you didn't have to mix it, because I knew we wanted to do the fun stuff. We didn't want to take a lot of time for that. So just to give it an idea of where our rows are going to be. And then we can clean our brushes and we can set those aside. And we can move to our palette knives. And I have like different ones that you can look at, like different angles. I kind of like the medium size one. And I can mix some different colors. So I'm gonna start, this is called a primary pink or primary red. It's not red, it's definitely pink.
Yes, definitely.
But I'm gonna mix that with my ultramarine blue here. And it's going to make this really lovely purple color. And I can kind of add more pink in there. So I'm making like a combination of some different, you know, the purple and a little bit more pink. And even if I want to add a little bit of white. So every time I'm grabbing from this, I'm grabbing from the edge of the pile of paint. On the edge, Yeah, and we're using, so use this one, and we're gonna mix it with a little bit of our blue, our ultramarine blue, and then I added a little bit of pink there, a little bit of white. So you don't, the nice thing is with your palette knife is like if it's not perfectly mixed, it doesn't really matter. We can add a little bit more blue into that so you get like kind of a combo of that. And then what's cool is this. I mean, look at all that on here. I'm going to come in starting from my left, and I'm just going to start tapping this in to make these colors, like to make them look like little blocks of color. So you see how I'm just, no water, just with my palette knife.
Okay.
And the thicker, the nice thing with palette knives is like the thicker and the more kind of messy, the better. And the cool thing is some of those colors can kind of blend as you put them on. So you're just going to put them in that first little block to the left.
Okay. First one back. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
there you go. And just kind of do a little tap, tap, tap as you come down. And if you want to come back and make like little bit, you know, dots in there, you can. But the cool thing is it kind of blends in as you go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to move to my next color.
You go ahead.
Okay. And I'm going to do, I love this bright red, and I'm going to mix that with some yellow and make kind of this orange, this lovely orange. And it's kind of like frosting a cake. Don't you feel that?
Yeah.
Like you're like doing like cupcakes or something, except you can't eat this.
No.
or you will die in art class.
Okay.
Do not try this at home.
No, don't do that.
No eating the paint.
Okay.
Yes. So
you did the yellow and the orange.
Yep,
okay.
the yellow with this red here.
Red, okay.
So grab a little dollop of that, and then again, you're just kind of doing this tap, tap, tap as we fill in the space. And the cool thing is you can mix whatever colors that you want.
Right.
So we just keep going with this pattern. You just keep mixing colors. Now, Axel wanted to do like one brown filled, and I was like, well,
no.
let's do it. Let's do it.
It's all about the color.
Colors, Axel. I was like trying to direct without controlling the process too much. But yeah, you can do whatever colors you want to. So now I'm going to keep moving.
Yeah.
I can wipe, and I'm not using really water with my palette knife. It's just wiping it off and moving on. I love this Alizarin Crimson.
Okay, Elida, you know what? We're going to keep going.
Okay.
I think people get the idea.
Get the idea.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. And just want to say thank you so much. This is a lot of fun.
Yes.
All right,
you're
we'll
welcome.
be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. Oh, darn it. I got into my
It's your other thing.
into my brown.